Hey everybody, Joe Borey from Syncoplay Retro Gaming. These are my retro game stands. So I just wanted to make this video real quick to show you guys how the stands work, some fun things we can do with them. So let's get started here. First of all, here's our black retro game stand. We're going to take 6 Sega Genesis cartridges. Now these cartridges, we're all accustomed to lining these guys up on the side of our shelf, and then if our cartridges don't fill the whole shelf, that happens. In addition, when they are all nice and lined up on the side of the shelf, we've got, Toe Jam and Earl 2, Echo the Dolphin. I can see what all these games are, but I'm just looking at these spines. Those are not nearly as pretty as that front. So, can we do better? Take my cartridge. We've got 6 little clips on this stand, and I just pop the cartridge into the clip. A little bit of pressure, not too firm, just enough to hold the cartridge in place. Drop the cart in, drop the cart in, and one more. And in seconds, now we've got a beautiful Sega Genesis display. Can straighten out these carts a little, I'm doing it backwards. We got our Sega Genesis games. So I'm going to take a white stand. I'm going to take Childhood Super Nintendo RPG Collection. Again, not that pretty on the sides, almost all gray. Quite pretty on the front. So we're going to take it, put each game in the stand. They slide right in. And there they are, 6 Super Nintendo games next to 6 Genesis games. As you can see over here on my right, there are walls of these stands in this game room. And the effect is actually pretty striking, right? We have no wasted space. We can see all of the games that we have in this great wall of game art. Love it, love the look. So let's put these guys aside. A fun thing that we can do with these stands. Here I've got all 6 original Japanese Mega Man games. They had this cool rainbow color look so that each cartridge is a different color. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful when you put it onto the retro game stands. In addition to that, let's go ahead and pull our Genesis games off so we can reuse this guy. Drop that here, and now I've got Sonic 1, 2, and 3 for the Sega Genesis. I'm going to pop these guys. Sonic 1 on the first clip. I'm going to skip the second clip, pop Sonic 2 onto the third clip, skip the fourth clip, pop Sonic 3 onto the fifth clip, and now I can see all of the label art on those Sonic the Hedgehog games. One thing that's great about retro game stands is their flexibility. I get the choice between whether I want to store more games or if I want to get more label art. So similarly, I can do the same thing with NES games here. The NES games are kind of abnormally tall games, right? So drop these guys on first clip, skip the second. Third clip, skip the fourth, put that one on the fifth clip, and again I get a good majority, more than half of the front label art for these NES games up on my shelf. Alright, let's pull those games off. Actually, that is something I didn't really show, so I will show that now using this Mega Man set. So if you look on the front of the stand here, we've got this little lip sticking out. If the stand is looking at you, facing off the shelf, that lip is all you can see. And what's great about that is because they come in black or white, they're going to match most people's shelving. If you have unusual shelving, such as wood here, one of our colors that we are unlocking as a stretch goal is transparent. You can use transparent on any surface, and all you'll see is the transparency. But here, the reason this lip is here, place my finger down on the lip, and I can easily pull a game off, put a game back on, pull a game off, put a game back on. These stands are meant to be usable in a game room that you play, not just locked up in a glass case. All right, so back to fun displays with these stands. So now I'm going to take this guy and I am going to take a gold cartridge, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I drop that on the front lip. Then I'm going to take my gold cartridge of the original Legend of Zelda and I'm going to skip the second and drop this on the third to make this super cool pairing of two Zelda gold cartridges. If you go to my Kickstarter page, you can actually see a display that I've created with this, as well as a Majora's Mask paired with Zelda 2 and a bunch of Zelda toys. Really fun little display. So I pull these guys off the stand, and we can do the same type of pairing I like to do with a Japanese and American copies of the same game. So we've got Super Mario Bros. 3, skip a step, Super Mario Bros. 3 American. So now we have Famicom and NES displayed together on the same stand. Again, if you check my Kickstarter page, at the bottom of the page, there is an image of Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3 displayed with some Mario toys. Fun display. So, I've been mentioning additional colors. So the one we're working towards right now is SNES Gray. So this gray, this is our prototype, and this one is the closest gray that I could find to traditional game cartridges. This one matches Nintendo 64 cartridges very closely, and I have been selling it in my shop as N64 Gray. But N64 cartridges are not the same color as Super Nintendo, so on. This one matches N64 and Super Famicom really well, but I don't yet have one that matches the Super Nintendo. So that's why we have that as a stretch goal, because I have talked to the manufacturers and they are going to be able to color match the plastic. I send them a Super Nintendo cartridge, they color match the plastic so that the stand matches the cartridges. That's going to be great. And finally, as we're working through all of these stretch goals, you'll see at the end of our stretch goals list, we have these babies. These are our handheld stands. I'll be doing a more in-depth video on these later on. But what you're seeing here is Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Game Gear on our handheld game stands. Again, these things look absolutely striking when they're all lined up on the shelf. I've taken a lot of time to make sure that the measurements are right so that you get things like we can see the entire label art of the Game Boy Advance game. We can do just as we did with the other stands, skip a step and get the entire cartridge of the Game Boy games, and so on. So we'll be seeing more of those in the future. So that's it. That is retro game stands. Bring this guy back out here. So definitely, if you haven't checked the Kickstarter campaign out yet, easiest way to get there is www.syncoplay.com. I'll have a link down in the description as well. But also, if you have checked out the Kickstarter campaign, absolutely love it if you could share it with your friends, if you could share it with any game collectors that you know. This is very much a grassroots effort. I'm doing everything that I can to get the word out there and get people interested in these. I really, really want... Oh, lost a Game Boy game. Haha. I really want to unlock these bad boys. You guys can help me get there. So, thank you. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a great day.